We have just over 4 weeks before the Cannonball Run, and we get back on the road and head to Florida. And we've been kind of reassessing some of the things that we take when we go full-timing. And I decided to just do a quick video on some of the top things that we bought, and that we've used for the past year and that we actually really like, and that definitely are making the cut, so to speak, for round 2 of this whole adventure. And there's also a couple of things that didn't quite make the cut, so to speak, and I'll put those at the end. Not too many things though, just because we did a pretty good job of figuring out what we were going to need and what was going to be useful, and did a bunch of research. So there weren't really a lot of items that we bought and realized, oh no, we don't need it. We tried to stay as keep as few things as possible and pack as few things as possible when we started out in this trip. But with that said, here are our top items of things that we absolutely love and are definitely keeping as we go into the second phase of this full timing in our RV. Probably my top pick of all my items is this 17-inch Blackstone griddle. I love this thing. I used it so much. I cooked giant steaks on it by using this little pot as a cover. Bacon and eggs, sausage, omelets. It just works great for everything. I even baked some cookies on it, in Yellowstone, and it came out pretty good. But I'll just throw it on the back of my truck, or on the little table, and cook with a view outdoors. There's some buffalo burgers. In the mountains, it's just, you get to be outside with amazing views while you cook. This is one of those items where if I wasn't even traveling, I would still want to have this at home, in my backyard. This definitely comes with us and stays with us. The next item is this Clear Source RV water filter. Now it's kind of pricey, but you can't put a price on good, healthy, clean water, especially when you're traveling all over the country. You don't know what you're going to get at these different RV parks, and this thing works great. The water tastes great out of it. Our bodies are temples. Well, except for the alcohol and beer and wine that we drink, in which case they're more like playgrounds, but for the most part our bodies are temples. But my wife even said when we were in Austin in our house and I first bought this thing that she loved the water out of this more than any of the tap or bottled water we'd buy. So I used to have to filter it just to put it in the fridge. So this, again, definitely stays with us. We'll keep it and use it. Next up is this Wolfwise telescoping ladder. I had a bunch of people ask me about it in different RV parks when they saw me using it. It's great because it's super light and super compact when it folds up. And I need it every time we set up or break down because I always got to put the antennas up and down. If you don't have to do that, then maybe you don't need a ladder, so it's not a big deal. But for us, we're using it all the time, and you can see how compact it gets, and it's super light. So, good item. Next up is the Magma Cookware that we purchased. This I also love. And, we bought a 7-piece set. I think we maybe paid extra for the omelet pan and the colander. But these things stack so compactly that they can fit in the smallest of spaces in our Airstream. And the cookware itself is really high quality. It's very good. I used it all the time when we weren't even in the Airstream. So, start with the big pot. Colander goes in there. This, by the way, they make really good use of like the top fits the pot, fits the colander, also fits the omelet pan. So it's really well thought out. But that goes in there. The small pot. Anyway, put this in there. Sorry, put the handle in there. Throw that in there. This top on there. Put this over. And voila. That's it. Everything in this tight little, thing. And this fits right in one of the drawers for the Airstream. It just makes it in, so this is great. We love it. And to be honest, we'd use this even when we're not in the Airstream. So definitely a good item to have. The Mac Heavy Duty Beachcomber Wagon. We love this thing. It's got huge wheels, so it can go in sand, mud, grass. It goes over everything. It also has the wheels in the front that turn with the handle. That makes it really easy to turn on a dime instead of like where the wheels are just fixed in place on the corners. It folds up super easy and super compact. Excellent wagon. We love it. We use it to haul the kids around all the time. You know, here's Logan hauling pork chop around. But we throw them in there all the time. We also use it, you know, doing laundry, throwing all the laundry in there. I even use it to haul my bike that I had to buy in Montana. So, really like this wagon. Would keep it even if I wasn't full-timing. And last but not least for the items that we love is this WeBoost cell booster. I mounted this and use it in our Airstream for, you know, my full-time work. So I'm using it pretty much every day, and it does make a big difference, you know, with getting from 1 bar to say 3 bars of service. It's a huge deal. The one caveat with it is the interior antenna that then broadcasts to your phone or your hotspot is not very powerful. So you kind of have to put your phone or your hotspot right next to the interior antenna, which is not a problem for me because I use this primarily for a hotspot. So I have like one of those little Verizon jet packs, and I just place it next to the interior antenna and I'm off to the races. You know, great signal. And here you can see that's where the wire comes in from the roof, and it goes into that cabinet, and then the WeBoost is inside that cabinet. So it's really, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Okay, this quick set pop-up shelter, which was kind of pricey, this is not making the cut. We just sold this on Craigslist. We only used it 1 time in our entire first 6 months, and that was in Louisiana. And you can see it right here in the background. That's it right there. We put it up for that 1 day or 2, and that was all. And the reason why is, I mean, look, this thing, don't get me wrong, this is an excellent pop-up tent. It works great. It's super easy to put up and take down, but it just didn't fit with, you know, how we were living with our Airstream. Like, we would never really, we were going to take it out of the truck, set it up. A lot of places you can't set it up because they won't allow you to, or there won't be enough space. And then realistically, we were fine with just using the canopy, the awning on the Airstream. We just never really had a real need for it. Yeah, it just wasn't something that we found ourselves using. So we cut it. We Craigslist it, and it's nice because that does take up a fair bit of space in the back of my truck. So that's going to free up some nice space for other items. And one other item that we semi-cut, figuratively and literally, is this big 20-foot mat that we had. Again, great mat. We love the mat. The only issue was it's a little too big for us. You can see here, this is in South Dakota when a storm came in, and I had to wrestle this thing to try to fold it up before it blew away. But even when, you know, the winds are calm, it's still, you know, you got to go fold it up, and it takes up a little bit more space because it is so large, and with one person it's a bit cumbersome at times when you're folding it. So all we did is we just said, well, we still like it, it's just too big, we don't need that much ground coverage. So Jessica just cut it in half, and that was it. We donated the other half, and we're keeping 1 half. So now it's going to be a 10-foot by I guess 8 feet instead of 20 feet by 8 feet. So that's more of a normal size mat. We just went too big for that one initially. So cut it in half, and we're good to go now. And that's really it. Like, there's no other items that we had to get rid of that we just never used. I mean, there's not, you know, we did pretty well on, you know, not overbuying and buying stuff that wasn't going to be used our first time around. So there wasn't really much else to cut or to say, oh, you know, we're not bringing this on the second time. I mean, there's a bunch of kid things that they're growing out of that we get to cut for round 2, like the little stepping stool thing for the potty for the kids, or, you know, the tricycle for Logan because he's moving on to a balance bike. But as far as just straight up RVing type items, there wasn't really anything else that, you know, we had to get rid of. Come over here, Pork Chop. Show me how strong you are. How strong are you? Wow, those are your muscles? Oh, that's strong. Logan, how strong are you? Oh, that's... Wow, that's strong.
Watch it again.
Wait, okay. Oh, let's see your muscles. Come on, let's show your muscles. Oh, God. Okay, that's sort of flexing. How are your muscles, Logan? Where's your muscles? Oh, yes, good flexing. Yeah, let's see how strong. You're very strong. Let's see. Good, strong kids here. Happy holidays, everybody, and see you soon. Bye.